Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Welcome everybody to Viking Varsity Field. We are on day 2 of the Essentia Health Legion baseball tournament. There are 4 venues where baseball is happening, and Kindred is by far my favorite venue where baseball is happening today. And we are about to have Kindred take on Watertown.
And this might come as a surprise to you, Wendy. I had a cheeseburger for lunch from the concession stand. They are outstanding, and I encourage you to come out to the ballpark. If nothing else, even if you don't like baseball, come on out and grab yourself a cheeseburger, hot dog, some ice cream, and a lot of good treats in the concession stand.
You got here before me, so I haven't had mine for the day yet, but I have my eye on the ice cream. That's get that sampler platter if you like. Have a little bit of each. I think there's like 4 or 5 different kinds, but going to be a good day of baseball. We had some yesterday that went down. Wapaton and Seward played game 1 yesterday. Seward took that one 9-1. Game 2 was Watertown and Wapaton, and Watertown won that one 9-3. Game 3 yesterday, Seward took that one 10-2 over Kindred. Game 4, Watertown and the Mandan A's. Mandan A's took that one 4-0. And in the nightcap of the evening last night, Kindred over Mandan A's 1-0 that we were here for that. So some good baseball yesterday. This morning, Seward and Watertown matched up, and Watertown took that one 2-1. And then Seward and the Mandan A's just finished up. Seward got that one 8-0. And that brings us to game 3. Watertown and Kindred about to square off.
Watertown, South Dakota, post 17 in South Dakota against the Kindred Vikings, post 117. Here's the starting lineup for the Watertown Arrows. Leading off and playing in center field will be Jackson Fallick. Batting second, the second baseman, Sam Olson. Playing in left field and batting third is Lincoln Scott. Batting cleanup and playing at shortstop is Cooper Heiser. Batting fifth and catching is Tripp Jorgensen. Batting sixth and the designated hitter in today's ball game is Andrew Dahl. Batting seventh and playing at first base is Kason Jensen. Batting eighth, playing at third base is Caden Corey. And batting ninth is the right fielder, Tucker Lundy. The starting pitcher is number 20, Luca Lesson for the Watertown Arrows. Here's your starting lineup for the Kindred Vikings. Batting first and playing in center field is Brady Baumgarten. Batting second and playing in left field is Kylan Swenson. Batting third and playing at shortstop is Stanley Belaski. Batting cleanup and catching is Graham Hess. Batting fifth and playing in right field is Carson Getty. Batting sixth and playing over at first base is Sawyer Hess. Batting seventh and doing the pitching today, Max Berninger. Batting eighth and playing at third base is Fisher Johnson. And batting ninth is the second baseman, Gabe Iverson. So it's Baumgarten, Swenson, Belaski, Hess, Getty, Hess, Bernier, Johnson, Iverson, and Max Bernier will be on the mound with his battery mate, Graham Hess, and we're just getting ready to start some baseball.
And your umpires for today, Bob Barkley and Mr. Josh Michelson, a history teacher here in Kindred. So Mr. Michelson back out behind first base there today.
Starting a little bit early, the 2 o'clock start time was set. We're getting underway. We'll find out what time the first pitch is for Max Bernier.
1:30 on the dot.
First pitch, ball 1. Max Bernier throwing out of the full windup. Where's number 7? Leadoff hitter Jackson Fallick. Here's a hard hit ball over to third. Fisher Johnson has it. Low throw, scooped out of the dirt nicely by Sawyer Hess. So Sawyer Hess, to my knowledge, getting his first action over at first base in the year, and he's tested early. A low throw scooped out of the dirt. He kept his right foot on the bag. It's a 5-3 putout. One down. Here's a set and the delivery from Bernier. Fastball outside. Sam Olson, the batter, left-handed hitter. 1-0 the count. And the pitch from Bernier. Off speed, grounded on the right side. Gabe Iverson has it. Throws over to Sawyer Hess. A little easier play for Sawyer Hess over there. 4-3 put out.
Number 1, left fielder, Lincoln Scott.
Two down. And that brings up Lincoln Scutt. He's a left fielder. Scutt is spelled S-C-H-U-T-T, pronounced Scutt. First pitch in there for a strike. Now here's the 0-1 set by the right-hander. Swinging a line drive, shallow right center field. That's down for a base hit. Cooper Heiser will bat. He's a shortstop. Right-handed hitter wears number 12. First base runner of the ball game, a line drive single for Lincoln Scutt. Bernier features a 4-seam fastball. He's messing around with a 2-seam fastball, throws a curveball and an off-speed changeup. Swing and a miss by Cooper Heiser. I said off-speed changeup. That's being very redundant. He throws a changeup.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah. He throws a slow off-speed changeup.
That doesn't go very fast. Yeah. That's
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Throw over to first base first. Sawyer Hess is there. Back in time is Lincoln Scutt. Thanks for joining us. Your live event bringing you the third game of day 2 in this Essentia Health tournament. Kindred being one of the host sites. Here's the pitch in there for a strike.
Yeah, the other 3 sites would be Starion Field, Jack Williams, and Youngfield in West Fargo. There's about 20 teams taking part, and they do a pool day, and then the winners of the pool go on.
Lots of good baseball fields.
They are pretty stadiums, yes.
Here's a little ground ball back over to third. Fisher Johnson, nice scoop, throws over to first base in time. And for the Watertown Arrows, post 17 out of South Dakota. No runs, 1 hit. They leave a man aboard at the end of a half an inning. Arrows with 0 Kindred Vikings coming to bat.
Region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
For any accounting needs you may have, Todd R. World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com. Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Kindred Vikings versus Watertown, game 3 of day 2 of the Essentia Health Legion Baseball Tournament.
Kindred Vikings will send up Brady Baumgarten, Kylan Swenson, and Stanley Belaski to face the big right-handed pitcher, number 20, Luca Lesson. And the first pitch from him, it's a fastball, swinging a ground ball on the left side. Tough play, backhanded by the shortstop. Long throw's not going to be in time, and the ball does skip away, but Brady will not advance. It'll be an infield single for Brady Baumgarten. Imagine that, another hit for Brady Baumgarten.
Yeah, he did very well yesterday, too. Had a really good game. And let's see, he's got some really white pants on today. Yep, they look like they're brand new. He's been ripping up his from his mom, a little recon, says he's been going through a lot of baseball pants this season.
He goes. There's a high fly ball into center field. Center fielder Jackson Fallick has it. He makes a catch. The lefty out in center puts it away, and there's one down.
Yeah, Brady tends to slide and get dirty and rips up his pants a little bit here and there, so he's going through, but he looks pretty sharp so far today.
On his base hit, the shortstop, Cooper Heiser, did a nice job of backhanding that, made a long throw, just wasn't in time. Runner goes, throw down to second. Got him. Tagged him on the left leg. He's called out. Brady Baumgarten gunned down stealing. Second out. The pitch was a ball to the shortstop, Stanley Belaski. And there's, just like that, there's two down. Here's a pitch, fastball outside. 2-0 the count. Each team with a hit. Here's the pitch, in there for a strike. Graham Hess is on deck. Wind blowing out down the left field line. Kind of from foul pole to right foul pole to left foul pole. So the ball will carry out to center field, left field. 3-1 count to Stanley Belaski. Here's the pitch, in there for a strike.
Come on, Stan, go, kid.
Full count. Here's the pitch, fastball up high. He walked him. So Belaski extends the inning. And that'll bring up the catcher, Graham Hess. Graham had his catcher's shin guards on. He's got to quickly take those off. He gets a little help from the pit crew down there, like you like to say, and now he's ready to bat. Here's a set by the righty, Lesson. Fastball outside. Good pitch to handle. Throw down to second. Not in time. He slid around the tag. Belaski steals second base. Luka Lesson. Luka is spelled L-U-K-A. Lesson is L-E-S-S-I-N. And here's a 1-0. Fastball up. 2 balls and no strikes to the catcher. Carson Getty awaits on deck. 2-0 the count. And here's a pitch. Fastball swinging and a foul. Belaski was taking off on the pitch. He had a very good jump.
He did a good practice slide it too.
2-1 the count. Graham Hess. And the pitch outside. Three and 1 the count. And the pitch, he walked him. A couple of walks in a row for Lesson. That'll bring up Carson Getty. Carson Getty steps to the plate, and we'll have a courtesy runner. Tyler Grunwald will come on to courtesy run for the catcher. Carson Getty wears number 27. First pitch to him is in there for a strike. Oh and 1 the count. Here's the pitch, swinging a ground ball on the right side. First baseman Jensen fields it. Throw to first is not in time. The pitcher was covering. He was a little bit late, but just like that, Carson Getty's got some speed, and he was able to beat that one out for an infield single.
And Stanley and Coach Almaris were really thinking about hitting home plate there, but didn't quite get it in. But, oh, so tempted.
So an infield hit, the second hit for the Vikings, brings up Sawyer Hess, the first baseman. Sawyer leads the team with the 3 home runs, the only player to hit a home run for the team. Be a good spot for a fourth right here.
Yeah, I was going to say so far. So far.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a ground ball, foul. Coach Josh Almaris coaching down the third base line. Tried to make a spectacular play. Coach Nick Eggman coaching over at first base. 1-1 the count. And here's the 1-1. Fastball, swing and a drive down the left field line, way out in front of it. It's a foul ball, strike 2. And that goes into the ditch weeds out there. Good luck finding that baseball.
Well, there's a gentleman headed out there to take a try.
Here's a 1-2, way up high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now here's a 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Sawyer has strikes out to end the inning. Vikings do come up with a couple of hits. Leave the bases loaded at the end of 1. We're tied at 0. Watertown coming to bat.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ. 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
Welcome back, everybody, to Viking Varsity Field. We are in Game 3 of Day 2 of the Essentia Health Legion Baseball Tournament. Kindred is playing Watertown.
Watertown post 17 will send up batters 5, 6, and 7. Trip Jorgensen, Andrew Dahl, and Kason Jensen. Trip Jorgensen is the catcher. Right-handed hitter, wears number 11, facing Max Bernier. And here's a pitch in there for a strike. Max only threw 9 pitches in the first inning. And here's the 0-1. 1-1. One and one the count. Max throws out of the full windup with nobody on. Here's a pitch, high pop fly. On the right side, Carson Getty comes in, calls for it. So does Brady Baumgarten. He gives way to the center fielder, and Brady Baumgarten comes in and makes a nice sliding catch on his knees. And it's an out. One down, Andrew Dahl, the designated hitter, steps to the plate. He wears number 3. Here's a little pop-up in the infield. This is going to be a tough play for Stanley. It's going to be an infield base hit. Unfortunately, that was just hit kind of in no man's land right behind the pitcher. No chance for Max to catch it. The middle infielders have no prayer at that one. Falls in there for a little base hit. No error on Stanley. That's a extremely difficult play. If he fields that cleanly, I don't think he has any chance of throwing out the runner going down the first base line. Kason Jensen, first baseman, steps up. 2 hits apiece now for each team. And here's a pitch in there for a strike. In yesterday's ball game, the Vikings did roll a 6-4-3 double play. Throw over to first base, back in plenty of time, is a runner, Andrew Dahl. Kason Jensen, the batter. Now here's the 0-1. Swinging a grounder over towards third. Fisher has it. Over to second for one. Iverson over to first. Hey! We'll take it. It's a 5-4-3 double play. I predicted the 6-4-3, and that's what I asked for, but instead I got the 5-4-3. Beggars cannot be choosers. Watertown goes down in the top of the second inning.
Yeah, I don't even know that Sawyer knew he could stretch that far.
Completes the double play. It's a 5-4-3 double play. We head to the bottom of the second inning. We're tied at 0.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Express Lane Marathon in Kindred is your neighborhood convenience store where convenience meets quality, whether you're fueling up with Marathon's top-tier fuel or grabbing a quick snack. Express Lane has you covered. From hot stuff pizza, smash hit subs, premium soft serve ice cream, gas, diesel, and propane exchange. Make sure to use your Marathon app and get 7 cents back per gallon all summer long. Now offering premium 91 non-ethanol fuel. Express Lane is your friendly and locally owned convenience store.
Welcome back to Legion Baseball.
Max Bernier to lead off for the Kindred Vikings. First pitch to him is up high, ball 1. Max is a pitcher, 7th hitter in the lineup. It'll be Max Bernier, Fisher Johnson, and Gabe Iverson against the right-hander Luca Lesson. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Max hitting 226 on the year, a couple of doubles. Here's the pitch, fastball down. 2 balls and 1 strike. I wrote down some statistics earlier, and through the first inning, I was paging through my book trying to find them. Here's a ground ball, off the glove of the shortstop. That'll be a base hit for Max, and a leadoff single. Fisher Johnson will step to the plate. We have a courtesy runner for Bernier. It'll be Dylan Stone.
Courtesy running for the pitcher will be number 9, Dylan Stone.
Dylan Stone comes on to courtesy run for the pitcher. You can do that for the pitchers and catchers. Fisher Johnson steps to the plate. Just came back from an injury, so he's only got 3 at-bats at the A-Legion level. Here's the pitch, swing and a little looper out towards the shortstop. Fielded, throw back to first is not in time. Called a soft line drive to the shortstop for the first out. Stone is back safely. 1 down. That'll bring up Gabe Iverson, the second baseman. Swing and a miss. Iverson batting .250 on the year. Has scored 6 runs, driven in 5. 0-1 the count. Top of the order in Brady Baumgarten on deck. And here's the pitch. Fastball, grounder towards the third baseman. He'll field it, fire across the diamond in time for the out. Nice play over there by Caden Corey, the third baseman. And it's a 5-3 put out. Second out of the inning. Dylan Stone advances to second on the ground out. And that'll bring up Brady Baumgarten. He's 1 for 1. He's singled in the first, but he was promptly thrown out stealing. First pitch to him, misses. Kylan Swenson is on deck. So Vikings have a runner in scoring position, trying to capitalize. Here's the 1-0, fastball away, 2 balls and no strikes. Brady comes into this ball game hitting .444. He sees that raise a few points. He's got 2 doubles, 2 triples. 20 runs scored for Brady. That leads the team, tied with Sawyer Hess. He's also driven in 15, and that's tops on the team. That's pretty impressive from the leadoff position. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now here's the set and the 2-2. Off speed, swing and a miss. He got him. And the Vikings go down in the second. No runs. There was a hit. No errors. One runner left aboard. At the end of 2, we're tied at 0. Watertown coming to bat.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Welcome back, everybody, for some Legion baseball.
We're tied at 0. Watertown will come to bat with their 8, 9, and 1 hitter. Caden Corey, the third baseman, Tucker Lundy, the right fielder, and back to the top of the order with Jackson Fallick. First pitch is fouled on the left side. Out of play, strike 1. Fisher Johnson gave it a look, but it was well out of play.
Yeah, over to the Evergreens and has been picked up and on its way to concessions.
There's a ground ball out to the shortstop. Belaski fires across the diamond in time for the out, and it's a 6-3 putout.
I know we chatted about this yesterday, but for this tournament, the concession stand has leveled up on their foul ball return treats. Make it worth your while.
Here's the pitch to Tucker Lundy, the right fielder, right-handed hitter. And the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1.
Good mix, 7, good mix.
No runs, 2 hits for Watertown. Kindred, no runs, 3 hits. Here's the 0-1 set and the pitch, swing and a miss. And here's the 0-2. Fastball, just missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Good job. You're still ahead.
Very good pitch on an 0-2 count. You don't want to give them anything too good to hit. Here's a high fly ball into right center field. Carson Getty's there. He's got it measured, makes a catch. And there's quickly 2 down. Of the 8 outs, Bernier has recorded 6 of them have come on ground balls to include a 5-4-3 double play, and that's a second flyout.
Yeah, he's got some good teammates behind him.
And here's a pitch to the leadoff hitter. Jackson Fallick, the center fielder, he's 0 for 1. He grounded out to third to lead off the ball game. 0-1 the count. And here's a pitch. Swing and a pop-up. This will go out of play. On the first base side, 0-2 the count.
Yeah, there is Kindred's putting in a new track and field behind us, so there's some construction on the north side of the ball diamond, so that's exciting to watch happen.
Here's a pitch. Ball is up. Bernier comes into the game. This is his 5th game, his 4th start. 17 1/3 innings pitched. He has a 1.1 ERA. Here's the pitch. Fastball high in the air to left field. Kylan Swenson's got it measured, almost right in his tracks.
I was going to say, he didn't even really move, did he? He didn't take a step, maybe a step to his right, maybe.
A quick 1-2-3 inning. After 3 innings of work, Bernier's thrown only the 25 pitches. Kindred Vikings coming to bat in the bottom of the 3rd on yourliveevent.com.
Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota.
Welcome back, everybody, to Kindred Varsity Viking Field for some Legion baseball. We have Kindred taking on Watertown, hosting them today as part of the Essentia Health Legion Baseball Tournament, which is happening in 4 venues, and Kindred is one of them.
Vikings send up the 2, 3, and 4 hitters against a right-hander. Luca Lesson, first pitch to Kylan Swenson, is in there for a strike. It'll be Swenson, Belaski, and Graham Hess. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball, swinging a high fly ball into center field again. Jackson Fallick is out there, and he puts it away. Second time that Kylan Swenson has flown out to center field.
The other 3 locations where baseball is happening today would be at Starion, Jack Williams, and Young Field.
Stanley Belaski steps to the plate. He walked and stole a base in the first inning. He was stranded at third. No score, bottom of 3. Nobody on, 1 out. Luca Lesson has set down 4 batters in a row. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball ripped down the left field line. Fair ball. Down for a hit. Belaski rounds first. He's going to hold up there and be happy with a base hit. 4 hits now for the Vikings.
Mr. Graham Hess coming to bat.
Belaski's 11th hit on the year. Graham Hess steps to the plate. He walked his first time up. Comes into the game batting .225. Has a double, and he's driven in 11 runs. First pitch is in there for a strike. Carson Getty on deck. No runs, 2 hits for post 17. Out of Watertown, South Dakota. No runs, 4 hits for the Vikings. Stanley goes. Throw down to second base. Throw might have been in time, but it skips over towards second base, and Stanley Belaski has a second stolen base of the ball game. Now the Vikings have something brewing once again. Runner in scoring position with a 1 out. 1-1 the count to the catcher, Graham Hess. Now here's a 1-1. Fastball way up. It's going to get by the catcher. I think that's going to go down as a wild pitch. Belaski moves up to third base. Pitch was a ball. 2-1 count to number 4, Graham Hess. Infield's going to come in, thinking runs are going to become hard to come by, so Watertown wants to choke this one off at the plate here. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Put it in play, buddy. Want the strike and hit it. Let's go.
Here's a 2-2 set, and the pitch, fastball, fouled away.
Good fight, 4. Good fight.
41 pitches thrown by the right-hander, Luca Lesson. Infield playing in. And the pitch, off speed, up.
Hey, win the battle, 4.
Count goes full. Now here's the 3-2. Fastball, swing and a foul. Defensive swing for Graham Hess, but he didn't want strike 3 to go by him, so threw his bat head out there and fouled it away, stays alive. Now here's the 3-2. Swing and a fly ball out to right field, and it's down for a hit. An RBI single. Now it gets by the right fielder, and Graham Hess is going to run into second base. It'll be an RBI single. He'll advance to second base on the error. It'll be an error by the right fielder, Tucker Lundy.
And Mr. Grunwald's going to come out and run for him.
Good job, Graham. Big at bat for.
Big strong at bat there for Graham Hess. Lobs a RBI single into right field, makes it to second base on the air. It's 1-0 Kindred Vikings with Carson Getty up. Belaski scores. 5 hits now for the Vikings. Ground ball, foul down the first baseline. Like Wendy said, Carter Grunwald into courtesy run for the catcher. Did I say Carter? I meant Tyler.
Yeah, I was
Tyler Grunwald.
I had to double take and
yeah.
backtrack what you just said, yeah.
Tyler's younger brother, Carter, plays on the Babe Ruth team for the Vikings. Tyler Grunwald, courtesy running. Here's a 1-1, swinging a ground ball, hit hard up to the second baseman. Sam Olson's got it, throws over to first base. Wow, close play over there. He was out. It's a 4-3 putout. Grunwald moves over to third base, and there's 2 outs for Sawyer Hess. Sawyer struck out to end the first inning. Comes into the game batting .258. 3 doubles, 2 triples, 3 home runs, 20 runs scored, and he's driven in 14. Swing, big old swing right there by Sawyer Hess. Fouls it back out of play, strike 1. Max Bernier on deck. And here's the pitch, fastball, swing and a foul.
Now you fight one up.
No balls and 2 strikes.
Put it in play, make something happen.
Now here's the 0-2. Fastball, swing, and a smash down the left field line. It's the second time Sawyer Hess has smashed one into the ditchweeds out there. Foul ball. Unknown if the search party that was looking for those baseballs has ever found those. Here's the 0-2. Off speed, misses away and high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 51 pitches thrown now by the right-handed pitcher, Luca Lesson. Now here's a 1-2 set. And the pitch, fastball, swing and a miss. He goes down on strikes. The Vikings do come up with a run in the bottom of the 3rd inning, pick up a couple of hits, leave 1 man aboard. At the end of 3 innings, Kindred Vikings with 1, Watertown Arrows with 0, and they're coming to bat on yourliveevent.com.
For any accounting needs you may have, Todd R. World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Watertown Arrows to bat. It's Sam Olson, the second baseman. First pitch was fouled off. Now he grounds over to second base. Gabe Iverson's there. And for the second time, Sam Olson, the second baseman, grounds out to the second baseman. And there's 1 away. Bernier has set down the last 5 batters and gotten 6 outs on those 5 batters, to include ending the second inning on a 5-4-3 double play. Nice turn, Fisher Johnson to Gabe Iverson to Sawyer Hess. First pitch to Lincoln Scott is in there for a strike. Scott plays left field. He's 1 for 1 with a base hit. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for Watertown. Swing and a drive into right center field. Brady Baumgarten glides over and makes a catch on a lineout to center field. 2 down. That'll bring up Cooper Heiser, the shortstop. He grounded out to third his first time up. Nice play over there by Fisher Johnson on that one. Swing and a pop-up. This might be playable. Graham Hess calling for it. Makes the catch. And another 1-2-3 inning. 2 1-2-3 innings in a row for Bernier. For Watertown, no runs in the top of the 4th inning. Kindred Vikings coming to bat in the bottom of the 4th.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Welcome back, everybody, for some Legion Baseball here in Kindred as part of the Essentia Health Legion Baseball Tournament. This is one location of 4, and Watertown is playing Kindred right now.
First pitch to Max Bernier is a ball. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters, Max Bernier, Fisher Johnson, and Gabe Iverson. Bernier batting. 1 for 1 with a single. Now he chops one right back to the pitcher, Luca Lesson. He'll flip over to his first baseman, Kaysen Jensen, and there's 1 away. 1-3 put out, 1 down. 3 in a row set down by the right-hander, Luca Lesson. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Watertown Arrows. And for the Kindred Vikings, 1 run on 5 hits. Now here's Fisher Johnson. Had a soft line out to the shortstop his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Played a fine third base. And here's the 0-1, fastball away. 1 ball and 1 strike. 56 pitches thrown by the right-hander, Lesson. Now here's a 1-1, fastball in there for a strike. Now here's a 1-2. Off speed, fouled away by number 23, Fisher Johnson. One and 2 the count. And the pitch, fastball way up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Vikings got their run in the bottom of the 3rd inning on an RBI single by Graham Hess. Here's the pitch, fouled away once again.
Here you go, Fish.
Here's a 2-2 set and the delivery. Off speed, popped in the air. Left side of the infield, shallow left. Left fielder doesn't see it. The shortstop goes out and makes the catch. Cooper Heiser tracked that ball the whole way and makes a catch in fairly deep left field by the shortstop for the 2nd out of the inning. The left fielder, Lincoln Scott, did not see it off the bat. He kind of threw his hands in the air, then started tracking it, and he came in. He would have been in position to make the catch, but the shortstop called for it. Put it away, 4 in a row, set down by the right-hander, Lesson. Here's Gabe Iverson. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to third his first time up. Takes a ball. And the 1-0. Fastball down low. 2 balls and no strikes. top of the order, and Brady Baumgarten on deck. Now here's a 2-0 pitch. Fastball outside, 3-0 the count.
All right, base runner now, hey, come on.
3-0 count. Here's the pitch. Fastball outside. He walked him. 3 walks issued by the right-hander Lesson now. Brady Baumgarten steps to the plate. He singled in the first and struck out in the second inning. Swinging at a ground ball, chopped over towards third. Wicked hop, fielded by the third baseman. They're not going to get Brady. It's going to go down as an error. E5. The third baseman, Caden Corey, kind of had to come up on him. He got it and picked up the ball, but then he started to fumble with it a little bit, and Brady Baumgarten's just too fast. Second error committed by the Watertown Arrows. Puts runners at first and second with 2 down, and Kylan Swenson up. First pitch in there. High strike call. Swenson is 0 for 2 with a couple of flyouts to straightaway center field. 0-1 the count, and the pitch off speed, swinging at a foul. Quickly up in the count is Lesson. 0-2. Stanley Belaski is on deck. And the pitch, swinging and a foul. Kylan Swenson drove in the lone run against the Mandan A's yesterday, the only run of the ball game. Here's the pitch, way high. Runners are going to advance on the wild pitch. Gabe Iverson to third, Baumgarten to second. Pitch was, of course, a ball, so it's a count of 1-2 now. Now here's a 1-2 set, and the pitch, fastball, almost hit Kylan Swenson.
That's what I would assume would have happened.
Yeah, he does lead the team, surprisingly.
Yeah, Kylan does get hit by a lot of balls.
And the pitch is up high, full count. Kylan leads the team with 9 hit batsmen, which is actually a lower number than I thought it was.
Yeah, I feel like that was kind of his MO last year, too, I feel like.
Full count, 2 outs, runners at second and third, and the pitch, swing and a miss. He got him. Lesson reaches back for something a little extra there, fires it past Swenson, and that ends the 4th inning. Kindred Vikings lead this 1-0 with the Watertown Arrows coming to bat in the top of the 5th on yourliveevent.com.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
And welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We want to invite you to stick around after this game for the Enbridge Player of the Game. And in that post-game show, we will also have the Enbridge Player of the Game and the HTC Connection of the Match. So stick around for that.
Watertown Arrows will send up the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. It'll be Tripp Jorgensen, Andrew Dahl, and Kason Jensen to bat against number 7, Max Bernier. Top of the 5th inning, 1-0 lead for the Vikings. Here's a high fly ball foul towards that garbage can, but way
Nope.
past it.
Can't pull a Fisher today, not quite yet.
Nope. It had the accuracy, but it was way too far.
I know. I think I need to make a sticker for that trash can now. It's
0-1 the count.
or at least a little target bullseye on it, maybe. I don't know. If you got ideas, share them on our Facebook page. Kindred Youth Baseball. Sorry about that.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the 1-1. Swinging a ground ball on the left side. Belaski. He has it. Fires over to first base in time for the out. Look at Sawyer Hess having to stretch over there.
I hope he did all of his stretching beforehand so he didn't pull something. He's really stretching this morning. Or this afternoon, excuse me.
I gave you an incorrect earned run average for Max Bernier earlier. I said 1.1. It's 2.1. Still a good ERA. This is his 4th start of the year. Here's the pitch. Off speed, high fly ball. Left center field or straightaway center field. Brady Baumgarten comes in shallow, makes a catch. Andrew Dahl's out on a pitch. Bernier's throwing 34 pitches in 4 2/3 inning. Very excellent pitch count. That'll bring up Kaysen Jensen, the first baseman. He grounded into a double play to end the 2nd inning. Here's the pitch, outside, ball 1. Here's a 1-0 set. Now here's the pitch. Fastball, outside.
Go after him now.
Had a good interview after the Mandan-A's, or after the Kindred Vikings beat the Mandan-A's yesterday 1-0. Good conversation with Jack McDonald and Sawyer Hess up here.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun there. Got in their thank yous to Mom, too. I love that. Love it when they remember their moms, or when you remember to tell them to thank their mom.
Here's a 2-1 pitch, swinging a ground ball foul. Takes a quick hop up towards the third base coach.
Yeah, if you want to see any of that stuff, you can go to yourliveevent.com and search for the games and watch those.
Here's a 2-2. Fastball just misses inside. Nice frame job there by Graham Hess. He wanted that call. So did Max. Either way, it's a full count, and here's the payoff. Off speed. He held up. Kaysen Jensen draws a walk. First walk issued by Bernier. That'll bring up Caden Corey. He grounded out to the shortstop to start the 3rd inning. Now here's a pitch. Off speed, in there for a strike. Top of the 5th inning, 1-0 lead for the Kindred Vikings over the Watertown Arrows out of South Dakota. Throw over to first base, little up the line. And here's the set by Bernier. The righty kicks, fires, fastball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now here's a 1-1 set. And the pitch, fastball, it hit him. Runners at first and second. And that'll bring up the 9th hitter. It'll be Tucker Lundy.
And here comes Coach Almaris out to chat with Max a moment.
This has been really the only real threat of the ball game for Watertown, so I think Coach Almaris coming out to talk to his infield and say, hey, let's keep it right here. We got a 1-0 lead. Let's keep it right here. First time you walk somebody, first time you hit somebody. Settle down and get this 9th hitter out and get back in the dugout and score some runs.
So the rest of the day of day 2 here looks like more baseball going on. The wind's blowing through here. I lost my page. Here we go. So this morning, Seward and Watertown. Watertown won that game 2-1, and then Seward took on Mandan A's, and Seward won that one 8-0, and that brings us here to game 3, where Kindred is up over Watertown 1-0.
Tucker Lundy again 0 for 1. Bernier trying to work out of trouble here. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 1. Now here's a 1-0 set. Bernier throwing out of the stretch. Looks back to second base. And he rocks and fires. Fastball way outside. 2-0 the count.
We'll get him 7. Here we go.
2-0 the count. Now here's the set. And the pitch. Off speed, in there for a strike. It looked like Tucker Lundy was taking the whole way there. Now here's a 2-1 set by number 7. And the pitch. Outside, 3 balls and 1 strike.
7. Here we go. Here we go, Max.
1-0 lead, top of the 5th. For the Vikings, runners at first and second, 2 down, 3-1 count. And the pitch, swinging at a foul.
Right all the way back.
Now the runners will be off on the pitch. With the count full and 2 outs, they'll be taking off. Now here's the pitch. Swing at a foul again.
Good pitch.
19 pitches this inning so far for Bernier. He had 30 coming into the inning. Now here's the 3-2. And the pitch. Outside, he walked him. And that'll load up the bases. Coach Josh Omeras shouting some encouraging words. We go to the top of the order for Jackson Fallick. He's the center fielder. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded out and flew out. Now the bases are loaded with 2 outs. Arrows trying to change the score. Bernier trying to keep it here. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Big pitch there for Bernier. Now he's working ahead in the count. Now here's the 0-1 set. And the pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. I tell you what, Jackson Fallick did not think so.
Well, if anybody likes to keep the day interesting, it would be Maximilian.
Gets his sign. Now here's the 0-2 set. And here's the pitch. Swinging at a foul ball, chopped over towards third base. Foul. Mr. Gower over there coaching for Watertown. Oh and 2 the count. We'll do it again. Now here's the pitch. Fastball. Misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Come back.
Now here's the 1-2. And the pitch. Swinging at a ground ball, hit weakly out to the shortstop. Belaski has it. Throws over to first, in time for the out. And they work out of the jam. Beautiful play on both ends there. Stanley Belaski with a nice play coming in. Throws across the diamond. Sawyer Hess with another nice stretch over there and records the out. And the Vikings work out of it in the top of the 5th inning. At the end of 4.5, Vikings lead at 1-0, and they're coming to bat.
County needs you may have, Todd Our World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com. Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to Kindred Varsity Field, where we have the Essentia Health Legion Baseball Tournament at this venue. There are 3 other venues going on today, and an exciting ball game here between Watertown and Kindred.
Vikings will send up Stanley Belaski, Graham Hess, and Carson Getty, 3, 4, and 5 hitters. First pitch to Belaski is in there for a strike from the right-hander, Luca Lesson. No runs, 2 hits, 2 errors for Watertown. Vikings 1 run on 5 hits. Here's the 0-1. Down low.
When this game wraps up, Mandan A's will take on Wapaton, and then Kindred will start back up against Wapaton for Game 5 this evening.
And we'll cover that game
Yep.
again on your live event.
Yep, and things are running a little fast and efficient here in Kindred. So this game started, we had posted it for 2, but it ended up first pitch was at 1:30. So if you're planning on coming out, come a little early.
Here's a 2-1 pitch outside. Belaski's walked and singled and scored a run. He has a couple of stolen bases on the day as well. Trying to get something started for the Kindred Vikings. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Fastball is up. He walked him. Belaski draws his second walk of the game. Luca Lesson has gone 4 innings, allowed 6 hits, only the 1 run. He's walked 4 and struck out 4. And that brings up Graham Hess. Graham drew a walk and had an RBI single, driving in the only run of the ball game. And here's a pitch outside, ball 1. Belaski did not go. He has stolen 2 bases in this ball game already. Now we're going to have a coaching visit to the mound. Lesson has thrown 79 pitches. Coach comes out to talk to him.
And you were talking about the stolen bases. I haven't seen him throw back over to first all that much. I've been kind of waiting, trying to get those shots of the boys sliding back into first, but there hasn't really been the opportunity either. So not a huge attempt to try and keep him at first.
The coaching visit to the mound is over, but Josh Omeros has his base runner, on deck batter, having a little conversation as well. We're back ready to play some baseball. Belaski gets over to first base. Graham Hess gets back in the batter's box. Lesson on the mound, and he kicks and fires. Fastball outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Graham Hess showing no signs of laying down a bunt here. Now here's a 2-0. Belaski takes off. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second. Not in time. Good sweep tag by the second baseman, Sam Olson. It was a good throw down to second base, but Belaski has 3 stolen bases now.
Yeah, if you want to catch Stanley, you better be quick.
Pitch was swung on and missed. It's a 2-1 count to Graham Hess. And here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss again. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Be productive.
Graham had a very good at-bat last time up. Dropped that single into right. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball. Chopped up the middle. Knocked down by the second baseman. It goes into center field. Belaski almost was waved around. Now Graham Hess is going to advance to second base wisely. I believe it'll be E4. Error on Sam Olson.
Yeah,
And
Stanley thought he was in trouble for a second, but then it kind of turned in his favor.
Yeah, he started going back to second base, which he didn't have to do because those are ground ball, but he does get safe over at third base. Graham Hess advances a second on the throw, so no error on that play, but it will be E4 and how he reaches, and we do have that courtesy runner, Tyler Grunwald, out there again for the catcher. Carson Getty steps up. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out. Check swing fouled away. Didn't mean to go, but it hit the barrel of his bat, and
that one's over the trees into Gilbertson Park over there in the playground. So hopefully the kids can find that one and get it back to concession.
Here's a pitch outside, 1-1. Carson Getty comes into the day hitting .304, 4 doubles, 14 runs scored, 12 runs batted in. Here's a pitch in there for a strike. 1-2 the count. Sawyer Hess on deck. Infield is in. Pitches up high. Trying to cut that run off at the plate. 1-0 lead. Runs are hard to come by in this game. Watertown feeling they can't allow any more runs here. Second and third with the runners with nobody out. Pitches up high. Full count now to the right fielder, Carson Getty. 88 pitches thrown by Luca Lesson. And here's the set and the pitch. Fastball swing and a miss. He got him on strikes.
And there was some activity over in Watertown's bullpen. Now they're walking back, so I can't see the numbers on their back, but they're walking back.
Lesson looked into his dugout and looked like he was trying to communicate with his coaches. I don't know if he was indicating that he was done, but he's still out on the mound. Sawyer Hess steps to the plate. He struck out a couple of times. Here's a pitch, fastball away, ball 1. Oh, Dylan Stone stepping up to bat. So Sawyer Hess was 0 for 2. Now Dylan Stone is batting.
Over his head.
1-1 the count. Stone comes in batting .306. A double and a triple. 8 runs scored, 9 runs batted in. And now here's the 2-0. Fastball swing, big old swing by Dylan Stone. Fouls it back, 2-1 the count. Max Bernier is on deck. 1 out. Runners on second and third. 2-1 the count. And the pitch, swing and a ground ball, chopped up the first base line, and it trickles foul. With this turf, you just never know if it's going to get the right spin, and it's not a foul ball until somebody touches it or it goes past first base. So every now and then, depending on the spin of that baseball, it might spin back into fair territory. It's happened a couple of times this year. 2-2 the count. Dylan Stone, right-handed hitter, wears number 9. Now here's a 2-2 pitch. Off speed. Misses outside. Full count. Stone trying to get one in play. Trying to steal a run here. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Check swing foul.
Keep battling. Keep battling.
Infield still in for the Watertown Arrows. Now here's a 3-2. Fastball swing and a miss. He got him. 2 big strikeouts for Luca Lesson and the Watertown Arrows. Second and third with nobody out. Strikes out the next 2 batters. And that brings up Max Bernier. He singled in the second inning and grounded out in the fourth. First pitch to him, in there for a strike. 97 pitches thrown now by the right-hander. And here's the set and the pitch. Swing at a ground ball, chopped out to the shortstop. He's got it, fires across the diamond in time for the out, and it's a 6-3 putout. And that ends the 5th inning. Kindred Vikings come up empty. No runs, no hits. They leave 2 stranded. There was an error in that inning. At the end of 5, it's 1-0 Vikings. Watertown coming to bat.
Local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to Viking Varsity Field for some Legion baseball.
Sam Olson to bat. Takes the first pitch for a strike from Max Bernier. Olson has grounded out to second base twice. Here's the 0-1. Outside. 1-0 lead for the Vikings. The Vikings have stranded 9 base runners. Watertown has stranded 4. Here's a 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike. 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Arrows. Sam Olson, Lincoln Scott, and Cooper Heiser. Now here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. No runs, 2 hits, 3 errors for Watertown Kindred Vikings. 1 run on 5 hits. 2-2 the pitch, or the count. And the pitch. Swing and a line drive right at Sawyer Hess. Sawyer Hess re-entered the ball game. He was pinch hit for by Dylan Stone. He re-enters at first base. Line out right to him.
Right to the glove. And he didn't even have to move either.
And there's 1 away. And here's the pitch. Swing and a ground ball. Bounced up the middle, base hit for Lincoln Scott. His second hit of the ball game. He's 2 for 3. Hit the ball hard all 3 times.
It also took kind of a weird bounce there, too.
Third hit for the Watertown Arrows. I'm Mike Bernier, along with Wendy Bernier.
Good afternoon.
American Legion Baseball. Now batting Cooper Heiser. He's grounded out and popped out. Now here's a pitch. In there for a strike.
This game today is part of a 20-team tournament. The Essentia Health Legion Baseball Tournament going on at 3 other venues today as well.
0-1 the pitch. Coming up to the shortstop, Cooper Heiser. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch.
The link to follow along on the whole tournament was posted on the Kindred Youth Baseball Facebook page. So if you want to find the link and read more about the whole tournament going on, you can head over to there and check that out.
Now here's the 0-2 set. And the pitch, runner does not go. Fly ball, shallow left field, long run for Kylan Swenson, and he drops it. And it's going to be an error. It was a long run, but
the ball's still live,
and now it's going to be an overthrow, throw down to third base.
Oh, dropped it again.
Not in time. So 2 errors on the play. Two errors on the play, a dropped fly ball, and then a throw moves a runner, Lincoln Scott, over to third base.
And Coach Almaris is headed out to the mound to chat a little bit.
Not sure if we'll have a pitching change here. If Max leaves the ball game, it'd be one of those weird situations where he could either win it, lose it, or have nothing to do with it. But it doesn't look like it's going to be a pitching change here. Coming out to talk to his fielders and his pitcher. It's a 1-0 lead for the Vikings. Top of the 6th inning. There is one out. Runners at first and third now. Line out to the first baseman is how it started. A base hit, and then an error by the left fielder. And then another error, I believe that's on the left fielder as well on the throw. Back in, and that moves the runner up to third. So no errors by the Vikings coming into that inning, and they commit 2 on 1 play. Trip Jorgensen will be the batter. He's 0 for 2. He flew out and grounded out to short. Both times he's batted, he's led off the inning. Now he bats with runners at first and third, trying to tie up this ball game or give his team the lead. Infield will be playing in on the corners. Third base and first base will be playing in. They're looking to turn a double play up the middle to get out of this inning. Catcher, Trip Jorgensen. And the pitch, fastball, swing and a miss, strike one. Oh and 1 the set. And now the pitch. Fastball, swinging a grounder up towards third. Fisher charges it, makes the play, and it's a 5-3 putout. Just a little dribbler up the third base line. Fisher charged it well, threw him out at first base. Cooper Heiser does advance to second, but Lincoln Scott will stay at third. Big out there for the Kindred Vikings. Now they could play the infield back. And that'll bring up Andrew Dahl. He's 1 for 2. He singled in the 2nd inning and flew out to center field in the 5th. And now here's the pitch. Fastball. Miss for a ball. 1-0 the count. .67 pitches thrown now by Bernier. And the pitch. Swinging a high fly ball into left field. Brady Baumgarten comes over, calls it.
That was good. Yes, that was good communication. I could hear Brady from here. So we all knew who had that one in his sights.
So Bernier works out of a jam again. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Kindred Vikings lead it 1-0 on yourliveevent.com.
Express Lane Marathon in Kindred is your neighborhood convenience store where convenience meets quality, whether you're fueling up with Marathon's top-tier fuel or grabbing a quick snack. Express Lane has you covered. From hot stuff pizza, smash hit subs, premium soft serve ice cream, gas, diesel, and propane exchange. Make sure to use your Marathon app and get 7 cents back per gallon all summer long. Now offering premium 91 non-ethanol fuel. Express Lane is your friendly and locally owned convenience store.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us today on yourliveevent.com for some Legion Baseball. This game is part of the Essentia Health Legion Baseball Tournament. Kindred is one of 4 locations where baseball is being played today, and we've got a pretty good ball game going on today.
Kindred Vikings will send up the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. It'll be Fisher Johnson, Gabe Iverson, and Brady Baumgarten facing a new pitcher. It's Andrew Dahl. He started the game as a designated hitter, and he'll come on to pitch here. How about that job by Luca Lesson, starting pitcher for the Arrows? 5 innings of work, 6 hits allowed, only 1 earned run 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts.
There's still a lot of baseball to be had here. This is only game 3 of 5 today. After this one, Mandan and Wahpeton will take the field. And then Kindred and Wahpeton will meet for game 5, the nightcap game of the evening. And the ones this morning, Seward and Watertown played game 1 this morning. Watertown won that one 2-1. And then Seward and the Mandan A's faced off, and Seward won that one 8-0, because there is like an 8-run rule going on here today for these ball games. And we can run down what happened yesterday on the field too in a little bit here. And also some dates, some upcoming dates for Babe Ruth districts and state, and the Legion regionals and state. We'll give you all those here coming up in a little bit.
Fisher Johnson to bat for the Vikings. He's 0 for 2. He had a soft line out to the shortstop and a pop out to the shortstop. First pitch to him is over for a strike. Right-handed pitcher Andrew Dahl, number 3. Great job by Luca Lesson for the Watertown Arrows. He started the ball game. He exits the ball game, and Watertown loses their designated hitter as he comes in to pitch the ball game. Andrew Dahl misses with ball 1. 1-1 the count to number 23, Fisher Johnson. And here's a 1-1, swinging and a little fly ball out to left field. Lincoln Scott is out there, has to play the wind a little bit, comes on and makes a catch. And there's one away.
Yeah, Fisher it's nice to see him back and hitting and doing well in baseball. He'd been out of competition for about 7 months, he said the other day. So it felt good to get out and swing a bat.
Gabe Iverson will step to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out and walked. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. No runs, 3 hits, 3 errors for Watertown. Kindred Vikings 1 run on 5 hits and 2 errors. Nobody warming up in either bullpen. Here's the 0-1. Off speed, misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. Brady Baumgarten, the leadoff hitter, is on deck. And here's a pitch. Outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Now here's a 2-1 set and the pitch. Outside. 3 balls and a strike. Now here's a 3-1 set. And here's a pitch. Swing and a ground ball chopped over towards Coach Almaris. He fields it, throws it out to the pitcher.
Makes the catch.
No error on the play. Count is full. And here's the pitch. Swing and a foul once again.
Way to battle.
Andrew Dahl throws out of the stretch. Full time. Now here's the 3-2 set and the pitch. Swing and a line drive. Base hit into right center field. Gabe Iverson with a 1-out single.
Top of the order, number 1.
And back to the top of the order, Brady Baumgarten, number 1. He's 1 for 3, singled, struck out, and reached on an error. Gabe Iverson on at first base with 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning, 1-0 lead for the Kindred Vikings. Facing post 17 out of South Dakota, the Watertown Arrows. Here's a pitch in there for a strike. Now, a long time ago, I once played for post 17, the Watertown Ball Club. They were known as the Lakers back in the day.
Yeah, that shirt that you have from there is blue. That confused me because there's no blue. I don't know. I know you can't see it, but purple and yellow are their uniforms now.
Yeah, I still have my jersey top. I played for Watertown for a season and a half. That would have been 1992 and the 1993 seasons. So
I don't know how because we're not that old.
somewhere around 200-300 years ago.
I'm gonna start shushing you.
Here's the 0-2 pitch.
Because I'm not that old.
It hit him. Brady Baumgarten is aboard, runners at first and second. Big break for the Kindred Vikings. Brady Baumgarten was down in the count 0-2, and that ball came in slowly and I think nicked his jersey, but that counts. He's on first base with a hit batter. And that'll bring up Kylan Swenson. He's 0 for 3, a couple of flyouts to center field and a strikeout to end the fourth. And here's a pitch, swinging a foul ball right over towards the first base dugout. Not sure if it made it into the dugout. No, not quite. Swenson came into the game batting .339, 2 doubles and 2 triples, 13 runs batted in. Has one out. Runners at first and second trying to extend this lead. Swinging a ground ball, pounded into the hole on the left side, through for a base hit. Iverson being waved home. Here's the throw to the plate. It's not going to be in time, and the runners will advance on the throw. No error on the play because the runners were advancing anyway. Hey, how about that? A big RBI single for Kylan Swenson. They advance to second and third on the throw to the plate. Iverson comes across to score, and it's 2-0 Kindred Vikings. 7 hits now for the Vikings. And we're going to have a coaching visit to the mound. I don't think we'll have a pitching change, so we'll leave it right here. But what a big hit for Kylan Swenson. Drives in run number 14 on the season, one shy of the team lead. What a ball game.
That was a lot of fun.
We've had a lot of great baseball games yesterday. Jack McDonald goes 6 1/3 innings of work. Gets the 1-0 victory over the Mandan A's. Sawyer Hess comes on to strike out the last 2 batters and earns the save as the Vikings win that one 1-0.
Yeah. And earlier in the day, game 1 yesterday, Wahpeton and Seward. Seward got that one 9-1. And Watertown and Wahpeton went at it, and Watertown got that one 9-3. And then Seward and Kindred, Seward took that one 10-2. And Watertown, Mandan A's 4-0. Mandan took that one yesterday.
Kindred Vikings with a chance to pile on more runs here. Stanley Belaski will step to the plate. He's reached base all 3 times he's batted, takes ball 1. Stanley walked in the first, singled and scored a run in the third, and walked in the fifth. He's got 3 stolen bases on the day, too. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Up high, 2 balls and no strikes. Brady Baumgarten on at third base. Kylan Swenson on at second. Very good speed on the base paths. 2-0 is way up high. 3 balls and no strikes. Graham Hess is on deck.
And the Music Man's got some dugout participation going, so that's always fun.
Here's the 3-0 set and the pitch in there for a strike.
That's all right, Dan.
3-1 the count. Here's a high pop fly. This is shallow left field. This could be trouble if it stays fair. And it's a foul ball by inches. Arrows pick up a break there. The wind is blowing that way. So Stanley almost dumped a single, or at least a hit. Could have been extra bases down that left field line, but it's foul. 3 balls and 2 strikes to number 0, Stanley Belaski, facing the right-handed pitcher, Andrew Dahl. 3-2 the count. And the pitch. Outside, he walked him. Bases are loaded. 3rd walk drawn by Stanley Belaski in this ballgame. Graham Hess will step to the plate. He's 1 for 2. He walked in the first, had a big RBI single for the first run of the game in the 3rd, reached on an error in the 5th. Big chance here. Bases loaded. Bases full of Vikings. And the pitch up high. Oh, it's going to hit him. And Graham Hess gets hit by a pitch, and he drives in a run. The Vikings take a 3-0 lead. Swenson to 3rd. Belaski to 2nd. Carter Man, I said it again. Tyler Grunwald will come on to courtesy run for the catcher, Graham Hess. Second RBI for Graham Hess. And now here's the pitch. Fastball up. Carson Getty, the batter, he singled, grounded out, and struck out. 1 for 3 in the ballgame. Where's number 27 with these beautiful new uniforms that they just got within the last couple weeks here? Here's a 1-0 breaking ball in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, and they did get Carson's fixed. His came with two right sleeves, I think, too, which...
2 left-handed sleeves for the left-hander. Here's a wild pitch. This could score a run, and it will. Kylan Swenson comes across the score. A big run for the Vikings on the wild pitch.
Well, he was missing the left-handed sleeve, so it was 2 right sleeves for the left-handed fella. But it's all fixed now. Everything's corrected in Carson's world today.
Play 7. 2 more out there. Let's go.
The count is 2-1, so Getty has a big chance here to drive in a couple more runs. And here's a pitch. He lays off of it. 3 balls and 1 strike. Sawyer Hess on deck. Pulaski on at third. Tyler Grunwald on at second. Swing and a miss. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 4-0 lead for the Kindred Vikings. Facing the Watertown Arrows. Swinging a little blooper down the left field line. It's going to drift foul. And it bounces up against the fence near the garbage can. Not nearly as many points if it bounces in there as Fisher Johnson.
No, yeah, Fisher's just
hit it in the air.
Just sunk in there.
Here's the 3-2. Swinging a ground ball on the right side, fielded by the second baseman. He was going to come home, but it was just kind of a tough play to handle, so he chose to take the out at second base wisely. Pulaski does score.
First base, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, first.
It's a 4-3 ground out and an RBI. Pulaski scores. Grunwald to third base. 5-0 lead now for the Vikings, and that brings up Sawyer Hess. He was pinch hit for last at bat in the 5th by Dylan Stone, but he re-entered and plays over at first. Breaking ball misses inside. 1-0. Sawyer is 0 for 2 in the ball game with 2 strikeouts. Here's the set, and here's the pitch. It's up high again. 2 balls and no strikes. Andrew Dahl on in relief. Vikings have broken it open a bit here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch, swinging a line drive foul. Man, that's the 3rd time that Sawyer has scalded one down the left field line. All foul balls. This one stays in the park and doesn't go into the ditch out there. 2-1 the count. And the pitch, breaking ball in the dirt. This is going to score a run on the wild pitch. Tyler Grunwald comes across and slides headfirst into the plate. 6-0 lead for the Vikings.
And a big old smile on Tyler's face.
I think it's a lot of fun to slide on this new turf with the turf dirt down there and the beads, because a lot of guys like to come sliding in head first into the plate. That scores a 6th run of the ball game for the Vikings, 5th this inning.
I don't know, but being a boy mom, I think they just like to slide in the dirt.
Here's a fly ball out to left field. Lincoln Scott has it measured, and he makes the catch. Out in left field, and that ends the inning. Kindred Vikings come up with 5 big runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. They lead it by a score of 6-0. We head to the top of the 7th inning on yourliveevent.com.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota.
Welcome back, everybody, to Kindred Varsity Legion Baseball.
Kason Jensen to lead it off, the first baseman for the Watertown Arrows. Took the first pitch for a ball. Second pitch is up high. 2 balls and no strikes. Jensen has grounded into a double play and walked. He's 0 for 1. And here's a 2-0 set by Max Bernier, still out there. This will be pitch number 71. Breaking ball misses away.
Him and Graham had a whole little conversation before he threw that ball.
Strike one, the fly ball. Come on, kid.
Max has staked to a 6-run lead now. Starts off the first batter with a 3-0 count. And the pitch in there for a strike. Bernier's thrown 6 innings, allowed 3 hits. No runs, has walked 2, no strikeouts. So let his fielders do the work. Here's a 3-1. In there for a strike.
Yeah, Max has had a lot of good teammates behind him today making those plays, and with their speed and agility.
A lot of nice defensive plays.
Yeah, good
today.
team effort today in this game.
Here's a 3-2. Swinging a ground ball out to Stanley Belaski at short. He's got it. Fires across a diamond. Perfect throw over to Sawyer Hess, and it's a 6-3 putout. 1 away. Nice job of coming back there from a 3-0 count. Caden Corey, the third baseman, will step to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to short and was hit by a pitch. Now here's a pitch from Bernier. Fastball is in, ball 1. 1-0 the count. And here's a set and the delivery from number 7, Max Bernier, swinging a line drive towards the second baseman, Gabe Iverson. He's got it, throws him out over at first base, and there's 2 down. Bernier is set down 4 in a row. And Tucker Lundy will step to the plate. Number 24, the right fielder, has flown out to right and walked. He's 0 for 1. Now here's a pitch. Way outside. As Bob Euchre would say, just a bit outside. 1-0 the count. Now here's a 1-0. And it hit him.
That's right, Max. Here we go. You're good, Max.
Back to the top of the order for the Arrows. Jackson Fallick. Jackson Fallick is 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice and flew out. Runner on with 2 outs. Sawyer Hess is holding him on there at first base. And here's a pitch.
Oh, you're close, Max. You're close. Just put it back.
13 center fielder, Jackson.
Put it back there.
Sam Olson comes out on deck. And now here's a 1-0 set from the right-hander. Kicks and fires. It's well outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
Nice play there, Bramble. Make him use the sticks.
Now here's a 2-0 set. And the delivery off the glove of Graham Hess. The pitch was a ball. The runner will move down to second base, but no matter. Pass ball on the catcher. It's a 3-0 count to Jackson Fallick. Runner at second means little to nothing to the Kindred Vikings. Work on getting the out at the plate. Here's a 3-0 pitch from Bernier. Fastball right down the middle, strike 1. I got to believe Jackson Fallick, down by 6 runs, was taking all the way there on the 3-0 count. Now here's a 3-0 set. From the tall right-hander. Kicks and fires, swinging a high fly ball. Left center field, Brady Baumgarten roams out there, and he makes the catch, and the ball game is over. The Kindred Vikings win it by a score of 6-0. Max Bernier, a complete game shutout over the 7 innings, and the Kindred Vikings win their second game of this tournament by a score of 6-0 over the Watertown Arrows. So big win for the Vikings. We'll come back with the Todd Wold CPA post-game show in just a minute.
County needs you may have, Todd R. World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Todd Wold CPA post-game show, where game number 3 just wrapped up of day 2 of this Essentia Health Legion Baseball tournament. This morning, Watertown took on Seward. They're from Nebraska, drove up about 7 hours, I think we decided. Watertown won that one 2-1, and then Seward turned around and beat Mandan A's 8-0. And game 3 just finished up between Kindred and Watertown, and Kindred came away with the win on this one 6-0. And that was some good baseball going on. So we'll tell you about, we'll recap this game, and then during this post-game show, we will bring you the Enbridge Player of the Game and the HTC connection of the match.
What a ball game for the Kindred Vikings. They win this one by the score of 6-0. Well-pitched ball game throughout most of the ball game. Until that 6th inning, the Kindred Vikings dropped 5 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning and add some insurance runs for Max Bernier. He picks up the win, his second win of the year for the A-Legion Ball Club. He goes 7 innings, allows 3 hits, no runs, 7-inning shutout. He walked 2, didn't strike anybody out. His defense behind him played a very good baseball game, and they come away with a win. For the Watertown Arrows, the starting pitcher, Luca Lesson, goes 5 innings, allows 6 hits, 1 run, 4 walks, and he strikes out 6, and he takes the tough luck loss. No run support for Luca Lesson. Andrew Dahl came in relief, and he goes an inning, allows 2 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, walked 1, didn't strike anybody out in relief. Offensively for the Kindred Vikings, Brady Baumgarten, no shocker here. He had 2 hits again tonight, 2 for 3 with a run scored. Kylan Swenson was 1 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. Stanley Belaski was 1 for 1 with 2 runs scored. And Graham Hess was 1 for 2 with 2 runs batted in, including the essential game winner because he drove in a run in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Kindred Vikings never relinquished the lead, and they win it by a score of 6-0. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with the Enbridge Player of the Game.
Enbridge, life takes energy. Enbridge, energy for life. Enbridge.com for career opportunities.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
And welcome back. We have our Enbridge Player of the Game, and this, very proud, the second time I've gotten to interview you. in the ball game. So Max Bernier, you go 7 innings, you don't allow any runs. How about that defense behind you tonight, Max?
Oh, they're just stellar. I mean, you look at the box score. I didn't have any strikeouts tonight, so I was really relying on them. Stanley over at short, Gabe at second, Brady in the outfield, Kylan in the outfield. I mean, you just couldn't ask for a better defense behind you. Sawyer, it's his first time playing first base. I mean, he did a stellar job over there.
And it was the second game in a row where we had a pitcher's duel. Yesterday, Jack McDonald comes out and gets the win by a score of 1-0. Well, it was 1-0 for a long time in this ball game. Fortunately, your Kindred Vikings offense comes in and drops 5 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Was that a big boost for you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you go out there, I mean, 1-0, you put a lot of pressure on yourself. Like, hey, you can't let any guys on base. And then you drop a 5-piece on them, and then that pressure gets lifted a little bit. And you just get to go out there and have fun.
Yeah, you were 1 for 3 at the plate tonight, so you're the Enbridge player of the game. You go 7 innings, no runs allowed, only the 3 hits. You walk 2, you hit a couple of batters, but again, no strikeouts, and your defense helping you out a lot tonight. So you already did kind of a shout out to them. Anybody else that you might want to do a shout out to?
Yeah, my mom. She gets me ready for the game, make sure I have everything, talks me through games after they're done from a different perspective. And then just comes up here and does all the tech work, and yeah.
And we featured some of your pitches. What was working for you tonight on the mound?
Oh, the curveball, 100%. I mean, I threw that first pitch most of the time, and then it was just from there. I mean, I could throw that fastball high. I could throw another one even further away, and I could even throw that 2-seam down and in.
And you and your catcher Graham Hess seem to be working well together tonight, getting on the same page.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Graham, I mean, he calls everything for me. I only shook him off a couple times because I wasn't super confident with the pitch at that time. But, yeah, I love Graham.
All right. Well, congrats, Maximilian, and congrats on being the Enbridge player of the game. And we'll be back with the HTC connection of the match after this.
All right.
Selling or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo-Moorhead and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial sales and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
All right, we're back with the HTC connection of the match. It's going to go with the battery mate of the player of the game, Max Bernier. The battery mate is none other than Graham Hess. How did it feel to come away with another victory today?
Pretty good. We're kind of on a roll right now, but yeah, it feels pretty good.
Well, you're the connection of the match because here's the situation. It's tied at 0. Bottom of the 3rd inning, runs are hard to come by. You come up and you have a stellar at-bat. Stanley Belaski makes his way over to 3rd base. You foul off a couple of 2-strike pitches, some defensive swings, and you're just kind of battling up there, and then you're able to lob a single into right field and advance to second on the play, giving your team a 1-0 lead, and that's all the runs you guys needed.
Mm-hmm.
So how did it feel? Were you seeing the ball today?
Yeah, pretty good. Recently I haven't been hitting very well, so getting one to drop somewhere feels pretty nice.
So it was a big run at the time. You do drop 5 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning to take a 6-0 lead. Max Bernier throws a shutout, but he can't do it without his catcher back there. What was working for Max and what was working between the two of you tonight?
Well, mostly I was just calling fastball and curveball. I just set up inside for fastball, outside for curveball, and they were swinging at it. And he was getting a ton of grounders, so I'm thankful for Max. Pitching good strikes.
How about that defense tonight? Max didn't strike anybody out.
Yeah.
We got a double play turned out there, and so the defense came up big for the Kindred Vikings tonight.
Yeah, pretty nice having a good defense behind you. You don't want to sit back there very long when you're catching, especially when it's pretty hot out.
Okay. Has nothing to do with today's game, but yesterday there was a bunt attempt. You were catching, and there was a bunt attempt. The batter bunted it slightly up in the air, and it looked like you've done this about 1,000,000 times. You stood up and in one motion barehanded it and threw down to Max at first base to go around the horn. What happened there?
Well, on bunts, usually I just try to really focus on the ball because if I don't catch it, then he just gets a free base and then he doesn't have to bunt. So I was just really focusing on the ball, saw it pop up, and I just grabbed it, chucked it to Max. Act like I've done it before, but I really haven't.
2 well-pitched baseball games in a row. Last night, Jack McDonald comes away with a victory. He goes 6 1/3 of shutout innings. He ran out of pitches, and so your older brother Sawyer had to come in, and he did the fine job last night, and you were the catcher. How did it look last night?
Sawyer or everything?
Sawyer, yeah, Sawyer and Jack.
Yeah, both of them pitching almost perfect. Took Sawyer a couple pitches to get dialed in, but I guess that's kind of with everybody. But yeah, everybody was pitching really good for the last 2 days. It's kind of nice. So, yeah, it's really nice, I guess.
Yeah, a couple of shutouts in a row. That's some good baseball. Last night, Sawyer comes in and strikes out the last 2 hitters, gets the save. He struck out the first batter, and you threw down to Max to pick off the runner at first base. Did you get him?
I was 100% sure I had him, but I think the ump was the only. I don't even know. I think the ump was the only person that thought he was safe, but
yeah. And from the umpire's angle, he looked like he was safe to him, so he had to call him safe.
Yeah.
And but it didn't matter because it set up the next batter, and Sawyer was able to strike him out, and you guys were able to end the ball game. So, shout out to you guys. Any shout outs that you want to make tonight?
I'll shout out Oakley Duboard and Remy Duboard.
Okay.
Just for fun,
Just for fun. Don't forget about Mom.
And Mom and my family and Luke, Brock, and Javen.
Okay. There
and
you
my
go.
dad and my grandpa and my grandma.
All right.
Those are all my shout outs.
Congrats, and we'll have a little bit of a break here in between the games. We have another game to play, and the Kindred Vikings will play another game later on, and we'll have that in your live event. So we'll end our broadcast for now, and we'll be back later. We'll see you later, everybody.
Bye.